Hi again then guys, and so we've got another GranTurismo 6 circuit set up for you today, and this time it's a slightly lower PP tune for one of our Le Mans prototypes, a 650 PP level tune for the Audi R8, and this is the silver version of the R8, which is slightly lighter to begin with than the Team Orica version. Now I've got racing soft tyres, but obviously everyone has their own preference there. For suspension, we've got the ride height on 70, front and rear, springs on 1650 and 1850, dampers on 4, anti-roll on 3, camber and toe neutral. We'll come back to the gearbox in a second. For the initial torque, we've gone for halfway, which helps to really stiffen up the steering out of corners. Acceleration on 40 for the same reason, to keep that handling straight and not to really fishtail as much as prototypes are sometimes inclined to do. Braking sensitivity we've got as low as possible to keep it again straight and true under braking. As far as power, I've opted to add a little bit more weight for the sake of a little bit more power. So I've gone down to 73.1% power, and that is with an oil change. We've got the maximum downforce, a 25 kilo ballast, which we've put 14% towards the front, which gets us closer to a 50-50 split, but still gives us that 49-51, which I personally think is better for a prototype than a 50-50 split. And as far as the gearbox, we've got an auto setting of 205, then for the individual gears, 3.7, 2450, 1775, 1350, 1075 and 900, with a final drive of 3.1. So that's it for our tune setup overall. Now let's take it out to Brands Hatch to see what it can do. Now the reason why I opted to make this a slightly lower PP tune for the Audi R8 is because, as good as this car is, you don't necessarily need every prototype to be at the 700 PP level. Because when you're talking that high, there are just obvious choices. The LM55, the R92CP, the Sauber C9, etc. So you don't need every single prototype just to be essentially maxed out. And this car, I would say, alongside the Team Orica version as well, is actually better at a slightly lower PP, because you can use its advantages to just that. Your advantage more at a lower PP level. Likewise with the Courage Pascalo as well. And basically the advantage with this car is the drivability. It has very smooth handling, quite a lot of grip for a prototype, and it's relatively easy to drive. And you don't really need that at the 700 PP level. You just need it to be a professional level, extremely fast machine. Whereas for these slightly lower PPs, you really need that advantage in manoeuvrability to beat your rivals. And this car has that. Now the R8 isn't one of my personal favourite prototypes. I wish that we had some more of the other early 2000s prototypes, such as the Cadillac LMP and cars like the Chrysler Dallara LMP. But for now, the Audi is the obvious choice. And for the 650 PP level, it makes an excellent circuit racer. So if you decide to use this tune, obviously I hope you find it fun and competitive. And if you're new to the channel and would like to keep up with new builds like this as soon as they're released, be sure to hit subscribe down below. And as always, thanks for watching.